Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. I gotta say it, just the mere fact that you have clicked onto this video and you're listening to the sound of my voice, you by far are the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. So once again, thank you for joining me. Let's get right to it. Clowns of the day. It's actually another group. The clowns of the day happen to be any and everyone who believes that BS article that has been published by The Atlantic by a so-called journalist who was on a group thread and received war plans from Trump officials. And others. And this individual says, oh, I was mistakenly on this group thread receiving information about weaponry, locations of the targets, the strategies, the back and forth between the individuals on this group chat. And yet, they came out, wrote an article on The Atlantic, and redacted, they said, all the pertinent information that would prove what they said, and furthermore, didn't even publish the comments that were part of the group of which they said they were in. Come on, like who really believes that any of this is true? See, there used to be a standard amongst journalists where you would have to cite, you would have to provide multiple sources. The requirements for journalism today is just noise, just following the propaganda trend, making up shit. And I started to think to myself, well, what's the benefit of a journalist even coming out with some information like this that no one can verify? You as a listener who've heard this news on CNN and Fox and New York Times, wherever else, how do you know that any of this is true? And if it is true, what does it matter to you? If it is true, what does it matter to you? Oh, I remember that noise about Hillary Clinton when they used to scream, lock her up, because of how she handled top secret information pertaining to emails, government classification issues, and they wanted to lock her up. So someone had the bright idea of discrediting the Trump administration with an article written about something that is unverifiable. They haven't released any information that could prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this actually occurred on this platform called Signal. And see, I've been saying this for so long, like propaganda is an incredible tool. The Atlantic is kind of good at it, and this is an opportunity to get ahead of whatever narrative they're trying to paint. I don't understand it right now. But I will say this. How much sense does it make that if you see top secret information and you are not supposed to be a part of that conversation, why would you ever come out and publicly mention it? Why would you do that? Could that be a violation? Could that literally put this person and their livelihood in jeopardy, coming out and making a statement that they saw information that they weren't supposed to see? and yet tell the public, well, I'm not going to tell you what that information was that I saw. I'm not going to provide the receipts that I saw what I saw, but just believe me. And in doing that, do they protect themselves from the legal ramifications? I don't know, but this is just weird. And let's not forget the strike took place regardless. Yeah, the strike took place regardless. And unbeknownst to us, we'll never know if any of this is true. And it goes back to what I say, especially as of recent. How does any of this change your life? Does it provide you more income? Does it put food on your table? Does it help you save for retirement? This is just another distraction to create conversations about things that you don't need to be focused on. You really need to focus on the problem. And the problem over and over again are these elites not only wasting your time, but taking your time and your resources to make their life experience better as your day-to-day is substantially worse. And you stress about making ends meet and how you want to retire one day or buy a house or what you're going to do if your car breaks down. These are real things in your life. So the Atlantic, shame on them for this bullshit ass conversation that is a buzzkill. But I had to address it because obviously people are going to believe that this is true. And 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now, people will bring it up in election discussions. And some people will make decisions based off of hoax, a falsity, something that was never proven, but yet discussed as if it is true, and people will make voting decisions based off that lie. So don't fall for it. Another propaganda tactic. Shame on the Atlantic, especially that journalist. And maybe you think it's true, and if you do, what does it matter? What does it matter? And think about this. If you're listening, maybe you have kids in school, and I thought about this because I do. Teachers at school, public school, use platforms to internally communicate with each other. And in order to access this, you need to be a part of their system. So you're telling me teachers who don't deal with top secret information are very mindful of who they add to these portals, and government officials in the White House talking about war plans would be as loose to do this on unofficial platforms? Do you really believe that's taking place? Come on, people. But anyway, this is a non-story for me, but I wanted to talk about it anyway, just because I see the play. But maybe you think it's true. But anyway, please share your thoughts in the comment section, whether you think it's true. And if you think it's true, where are your facts? The burden of truth is in your hands. Because I can tell you right now, you won't find any evidence, not even from the journalists of the Atlantic, at all. So anyway, thank you as always for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and until next time.